It's really easy to focus on the negative. We have so many things going on in our life, but today on the episode, we are talking about patient wins, real people just like you who have had their life changed because they decided to say yes. Hi, I'm Brooke Lyons. A few years ago, I lost 50 pounds and finally got my life back. I've uncovered the tools that allowed me to keep the weight off and help hundreds of my clients also lead a healthy and vibrant life. Losing weight is only the beginning, and being happy and healthy is so much more than just a number on the scale. So join me as we discover how to thrive beyond weight loss. Well, thank you for joining us today. I'm Dr. Brooke Lyons.
And I'm Bri.
And today we have some fun things. Last episode, we promised you that we would read you some of the wins, but there were so many other things to talk about.
Well, we have them today.
We do have them today. So do you want to read a couple?
Yes, I'd love to.
I love that every time you come into our office, we have you fill out these win sheets because, we're always talking about how our brain works. And a lot of people they have to, look, it's so funny because there's 6 things like sleeping better, mood, joy and happiness, all these different things are on there, joints and pain. And they'll easily circle a number on that or where they are. But then you say wins and they're like, I don't have any wins. So I love when people do that because that's a disconnect. And when you can find a disconnect, like if you're saying, I want a happier life and you're doing everything that make you unhappy, that's a disconnect because you can't have both. Right? And so when I look at the blank sheet, it's kind of funny because some people watching will be like, she totally did that to me. I go, no wins? That's awful. So you don't want to have more. And I'll read the things that they were like, excellent.
Yeah.
I have no more sugar
more
cravings.
Energy.
Yes.
Those are wins.
No more sugar cravings. I'm like, that's not a win. And they're like, oh yeah, that's a win. And so
we're so hard on ourselves.
We really so are. Like, I love that you bring that to the show because it is just the truth. And if we don't, that's another inconsistency. If we're saying that we want this greatness and then we're so hard on ourselves, how do you think that's going to work out? It's not going to be easy.
No.
No. So let's read some of these wins because they're like my favorite thing that we make people do.
Here's one. Even through there have been bumps in the road, I know I can always return to what works. Never lose hope.
Oh, so that's a great conversation. Because isn't it scary? Like when we've been talking about the Beyond program that we have after you lose the weight, because you shouldn't be left alone, right? We need a community of people who would want to keep the weight off and keep feeling good again.
Right.
But you know what? It sparked my thought, but now I can't remember where I was with that. Even though there were bumps in the road, I can always return. Oh yeah, so knowing what works.
Right, and I think like this was maybe, I can't tell if this was towards the end of their program, but I do notice a lot of times they're very hard on themselves in the beginning if they don't follow program exactly. They feel, that they're going to be shamed. They have a lot of shame themselves. And then towards the end, like this is like, even though there's bumps in the roads, I never lose hope. So it's like a completely different mind shift from the beginning.
You can feel the power, right?
Yeah.
Like it's okay if I do something else. I know what to do now. And that's what we teach you because, you can I had a lady, I'm going to doctor the story a little bit. She was done on a Wednesday and it wasn't a Wednesday, but she was done on a Wednesday. And that night, so she was going into maintenance, right? Where we start to reintroduce foods and like see how that goes and see what might be like problems to our body, which we probably already know them because most people aren't 100% perfect, right? While they're on the program. So they know already kind of some of the foods that they love that don't make them feel good. But we just never paid attention. And we thought that bloating and feeling too tired was normal. Yeah. Because it was our normal back then.
Day-to-day life.
So she went to a party that night. She drank a bunch of beers and had a bunch of the food that they offered. And she only gained just 3 pounds. How could that be? Like I was actually like only 3 pounds. Like that's kind of, I gained 9 pounds after I had hibachi one night. Like talk about devastating because that does something to like, and I was in maintenance and I think a fear most of us have is it's going to come back. It always comes back. And that's why Beyond has been launched so that we don't go there. Right. Or if we do, we have other people who are like, it's okay. You know what to do like that person.
And teaching them that once they get back on track, things will come off again.
It's just
your body's reaction to foods that it does not like.
It's physiology. We don't get to control the physiology. So when I said to this person, like, oh, do you know what happened there? Because now I've been doing this for a while. I don't go all into this happened and that. Nope. I mean, by the end of your program going into maintenance, you know what to do.
Yeah.
But it's just you're not confident yet. And so I was like, do you know what happened there? And she's like, yep. And so instead of me going in and rambling, this is just something that I've been able to get better at, me rambling all the things that probably weren't even the problem. She's like, yeah, no, I know. So
It's
like
such a huge accomplishment right there.
Yeah, because she has the power now. It's not like I depend on somebody else to make me powerful. That's her power now. And she was just telling me because she was worried about this gaining all the weight back because that was her words. I always gain the weight back. I was like, now do you know why? And she's like, yeah, maybe I can't do that anymore. I'm like, but is that bad? Because she was saying it in a way that sounded like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm going to have to do for the rest of my life? And I was like, well, just don't have 3 hamburgers. Just start there. Have
5
one.
beers, maybe one. And
It was
don't do it frequently.
I know. And so it's like literally your physiology is just with your physiology. If you are worried about something, you will have cortisol happening. It is just going to happen whether you want it to or not. And so knowing those things, if you're worried about being perfect on your program, I talked to somebody else on the phone this morning, and that was the thing. She's worried about everything. And so it's going to hold her back.
Right. Our bodies are smart.
Yes, they don't know the difference. So have you ever heard like if you're scared, tell your body you're excited?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the reason is because the chemicals happening in your body is still fight and flight. But at least your brain starts to go, oh, I'm excited. Like, oh, they feel the same to your body.
My big thing is telling me that I'm safe. And,
yes. And that's a whole different.
Feeling anxious, it's just, I'm safe. You're safe. And
then you take a deep breath and your whole body relaxes. That's a huge tool right there she's sharing with you.
It helps a lot.
Oh my gosh, just making some space for yourself. Like I was talking to somebody yesterday and saying like, we don't have to be nice all the time. Sometimes people are jerks. And you can't meet a jerk with nice. There's just
boundaries.
It's just what it is. So, but your physiology doesn't care. Her physiology didn't care that she just rocked and she feels good and she lost a lot of weight. But she was just like, it was a diet, the magic time came and I'm going to go back to what I do. But thank God it happened. And I'm glad it happened on the first day she went back on maintenance. Here's why. Because now she's like, oh.
Now I know.
This stuff matters. And now she's like, I don't want to feel like that anymore. Because that's what I said. Do you want to feel like when you came back? Because that's how you do that quick. Yeah. Or what's your other choice? And she's like, I could just follow the program. I go, do you know what you're doing tomorrow? She goes, oh no, I'm already there. And she already lost a pound. So by the time I talked to her. So, I mean, it's good because she had already found some power. And that's why I love that people email me instead of just calling because they're in that frantic mode. You got to have a moment to calm down a little bit and then be like, okay, this is what I need. So do we have any more?
We have lots.
Yeah, I know it because we take them every day.
Let me get in here. Here's another one. I can look in a mirror and not feel horrible.
Oh my Lord. I mean, let's talk about that for a minute. Just like
I can really relate to that.
I have no words. I remember. I think I told the story when Tori was here one day. I always tried to say positive words around my kids because they believe us.
Yes.
No matter what we say, they believe that's true. And I remember I must have it's like one of those times when I was so fat, but like I was so tiny at that time, but not where I wanted to be. And I was looking, she was sitting on my bed and I was looking in the mirror and I was kind of fixing something where the displeasurable face on my face. And I caught her face. And she was 4 or 5, not big. And she was like, I thank God I saw it and saw it young because of course what she's doing is seeing that the most beautiful person, the person that matters most to her in the world, the role model of who I'm supposed to be in the world hates her body.
Yeah.
Like that is not what I wanted to teach her, but the reality is it was true. So, I mean, it's kind of fun like to think that this is their journey I ended up on with all this wellness and weight because it's I was always being prepared for this.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So whatever you're going through right now, whatever hardship you're having, whatever pain somebody is creating in your life, put that in your pocket. It's gold for later. I don't know why. I wish I knew how that all worked.
Right. And what I think is beautiful about like her comment, a lot of people could think of it as just because the weight's off, it's just a vain type thing. But there's so much more that goes into that. They, you hear people say they just feel like themselves again. And like, it's
those are big words. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It just reminds me of like when you see beautiful people getting plastic surgery and you're like, why? Like if I looked like that, I'd be fine. But it doesn't matter what we look like. It matters how we feel.
Yes.
And how we feel not only makes us make more powerful decisions about how to feel better, but also that psyche is just big.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about circle belief in some of these podcasts, and listen to that. I mean, you got to know what you believe, because if it's not ending up in what you want, you got to change your belief. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's read another one. I love it.
Okay.
These are so exciting.
This one, better sleep, more energy. Her determination is up, and she's overall happier.
I mean, really? Like, people come in for weight loss, and it's just so exciting. She's getting her life back.
Yes.
And she thought she wanted to look better in her clothes. She does also, I'm sure.
Yes.
We don't have the backs of that, so I don't know who wrote that. But, yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yep, you got
Here's
another
one? Life is happening and habits are forming, and all I can see is to slow down in my future, which grants me time to focus more.
Oh, that just makes me want to breathe. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the same theme, right? Like,
yes.
We are gaining power because we are understanding how this thing works. I have to say to people in the room, like, you are amazing. And if you have a job, or if you volunteer, or if you have children, if you needed to leave that space, you could train the next people, right? I'm always asking you, like, document that so that when we move you to a different position in the company, somebody else can take that on and have all the little details, because there's so many details. But when you have that power of knowing, like, the details are kind of there, I got this, that gives you power to move that job along to somebody else. But who taught you how this thing works?
Yeah, we
Nobody.
Don't really learn much about that.
We don't. Actually, I was just watching a podcast of a medical doctor, and she's like, we don't get nutrition training. We just don't. And then you come to us for health and wellness, and we're like, here's drugs and surgery. That's what we have.
Right.
But it's because it's called the health field. It's not. It's the sickness fixing field. It's sick care, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. If I fall out of a tree, I'm really happy to have somebody set my bone.
Right. But we need to do things prior to getting to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've had people start the program with full-on cancer, and I have probably 7 different programs, technically 6, but we customize it always to what you're going through, because I mean, one lady just recently, she works 2 days. She is off 2 days. She works 2 nights. She's off 2 days. She works 2 afternoons. And I'm like, why do they do that? How do they?
How is her body getting used to rest at all?
It's not.
Cortisol.
It's not. So with weight loss, I mean, and being healthier, you got to give your body some, like, permanency and consistency. So it's she loses weight, and I'm just like, you have no idea how much I'm cheering you on right now. You are a miracle. Like, so it's totally always possible, but I had to customize her program. And then I actually went on I geek out over weird research. Like, I just, it's something I always thought was wrong with me, honestly. Again, every time I do this podcast, I start to cry a little bit, because it's just the perfect opportunity to let you guys know that whatever is inside of you is okay. My geekness, I love crafts. I love making things. I love upcycling. Like, I have a company, Ecobella. Happy Ecobella, because Ecobella was $32,000 to buy the URL.
Oh, wow.
If anybody wants to gift it, I would love it. But I bought Happy Ecobella instead. But I love making beautiful things out of landfill. And I used to think, like, come on, Brooke, you decided to be a doctor. You can't do that. Well, you know what? I can, because that fills me up. Even that game I talked about the other day, maybe I'm starting to, like, put my time limit on that. I set my alarm now because I was kind of getting wrapped up in it, because it does really calm me down. It might be still good for me. I just got to see how my brain goes, because we are at work. We are on the entire time. And actually, just one of these side notes. The other day, a lady came in. She didn't get the results we thought on the Evolve-X.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And Bri has so much experience in weightlifting and the body composition and everything. She's like, do you have diastasis recti?
Yeah,
Is it?
recti.
Recti. And the lady's like, oh.
What is that?
Exactly. Because you probably never heard of this, but there's a condition when we've had babies. Sometimes you don't even have to, but when you've had rapid weight gain as well, if you have visceral fat or a baby, it will push your abdomen out, so your stomach muscles don't always go back.
Yeah.
So you have like a hole here. And I completely forgot that was a thing. But you were like, she presented with that. And I was like, I didn't even know you would present with that. So guess what? That lady just got a huge part of, she works out all the time. She's got a beautiful makeup.
But she's having lower back pain and all of that as well. So.
And she had this little thing going on, which is why she wanted to use the EvolveX, our machine. But I mean, expertise matters. The way we geek out, like who would have thought that would be information that would help some random lady, you know?
Yeah, I love learning about that stuff.
Yeah. So anyways, the research is important because you don't want to do that research, but I sure do. I like it. It's also why we're saying maybe bananas aren't your first choice now.
Oh, no.
Ask me for more if you want to know about bananas. Send me a DM because, research is always evolving. That's why science is important, but we also have to have an open mind to see what's working and what's not.
Right.
And so, but that's what these people are learning. Let's get another one.
One more. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. I maintained while introducing foods back into my diet.
Yeah.
So getting back onto her maintenance.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I always try to reword that. Like if somebody says diet, I'm like, whoa, this isn't a diet, but it is literally our diet of food, right?
Yes.
So I completely overlook that. But this program is becoming her structure, right? Because if you don't have a plan, you can't follow it. If I was sitting here and I wanted to get to Chicago right now, it's like just 2 hours, 3 hours away. But I mean, I think I could probably do it at this point. But if I took back roads, oh, heck no. I cannot. You said it the other day, you said like go north. And I was like, oh, I love that. I don't know where north is right now.
I'm not the best. My family will say I'm directionally challenged, but I try to know a little bit. But no, I thankful for Google Maps every single day.
Me too.
I don't know how we used to get around. I really don't.
Me neither. Well, maps. My kids, I've been making creative projects with maps.
Yeah.
And they're like, you had that in your car? I go, that's what a glove compartment was.
Or MapQuest.
MapQuest.
Yeah,
yes, it was awful though because you printed it out and everything. Yeah. It would come a long way, baby. Actually, I was thinking the other day, I had these transfer papers that I was doing a creative thing with, and it's like those purple things. Maybe you've never even seen them. Used to be that if you wanted to make a carbon copy of something, like now checks. You don't have anything between them, but you used to have something between them.
Yeah.
But now they just make the paper so it transfers.
Yeah.
But anyways, I had thrown a bunch of them off because they were just like beyond saving. And I was like, crap, I should have kept one of those because I want to like do those videos with my kids one day. Like, what is this?
It's vintage.
It is vintage, but it's also things we just lost because we just don't need that anymore. But do you know, like rotary phones, like the actual sitting phone are coming back? Like people
really?
Yeah, there's companies making them again.
I haven't had a landline in like 15 years.
I know it. We do because I lose my phone all the time.
Yes, you do.
And it's the only, yes, I do. I have another
we need
assistant.
to put a GPS. Well, maybe you should just share your location with me.
I should. Tori has that, and sometimes I'll like call her from somebody else's phone and be like, "Could you ping my phone, please?"
And on your water bottle.
And my water bottle. It's kind of a running
one of those
joke.
Apple AirTags on there.
I literally have those in all my other bags.
Yeah, we should put one on there.
We should. Oh my gosh, everybody's got their things. Jenny at the office, we always laugh. The other day, I walked out. I was like, because there's 3 things I need. I need my phone. I need my water bottle. And I need something else because I know there's 3 and I can't remember what they are right now. But I walked out thinking, today I did it. And I walked out and then I can't remember what I forgot.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, I crouched in underneath, but she could see me walking in from the mirror. And she's like, what did you do? And I was like, nothing, I'm not here.
Oh gosh.
Whatever it was, I don't know. I forgot something. So yeah, we gotta make fun of ourselves.
Oh, yes.
Life is too short. Life is too short. So I love that. Somebody figuring out their way.
Yeah.
That's power.
Want to read another one?
I do. This is going to be a fun episode of all these.
Can fit into some of my smaller clothes, learning a lot about my body and how different things affect it. Feel better overall and have more energy.
Oh, man. Don't you want that?
Love that.
Don't you want to keep that, though? That's the thing.
Yes.
Like, look into our Beyond program, because it doesn't matter how you lost the weight or if you gained a little back. It's just this journey that we go on beyond the weight loss. Stopping focusing on that. Some people come in and they don't even want to see what they weigh. And I'm like, oh, wait. Like, would you, if your gas tank was low, would you just put a sticker on that? You wouldn't do that. Your car would break down, right? Oil would be worse, because then it's going to blow up. Our body has so much grace that you can get away with treating it awful in your childhood and as a young adult. I often have women come in, they're like, my husband can eat anything. It really, like, it's upsetting when you're like trying to do a thing and he's like, it's okay if you just have this once. And this morning another lady was like, I just said no, and stop bringing that, because
boundaries.
it is. And and bless their heart. Like, if we have couples who come in, I always say these stories to them. Like, if the husband is not on the program, I'll be like, this is why I want to tell you the story, because if we've been with somebody for a while, we know how to help them, and sometimes it's ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm like, if she has a bad day, don't you offer that ice cream, because she'll say no once, but then you're like, are you sure? Because she's still going to be like processing something, and it'll look like sadness. And next thing you know, there's an ice cream in her front of her, and she's like, oh, just this once. Don't do that, because you will regret. And it's not, the program can handle that. Your body can handle that. But your brain can't.
But it is beautiful. I do see a lot of, like, the women coming in and being like, I don't know if my husband's fully on board and whatnot. But then they do become very supportive, and they even start to eat the way that she's being taught too. And it's just...
I always ask, how much
supportive.
did your partner lose? Yeah. Because if the person who comes in is usually the cook, because they love food, and that's why Red Hot Chef, go hop on his YouTube, because you got to learn, just food is just cooking, and it can be so delicious. It's not a diet. It has to just be yummy food. Yeah. But anyways, it's always the case. Like, I had a man lose 90 pounds on our program.
Yeah. That's so incredible.
And I didn't know.
That's a lot of weight.
Oh my gosh. And I've never met him. I really wish he would send me a testimonial, because that's a lot of weight to lose.
This was just a significant other? Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've had that happen many times. One was 70 pounds, and the wife was a nurse, thank goodness, because that was the beginning when I was starting to do this. It never occurred to me at the beginning that they would be cooking and then they would also lose, especially men, because they lose twice as fast as we do. And so now I ask every single client, are you cooking with anybody? Yeah. Because they will lose weight. And if they're on blood pressure medication or diabetes medication, that can be dangerous, right? This is why I always say to people, it's right in the contract, this is proprietary information. Yes. Because I've talked to you about your stuff, but you don't know about everybody else's stuff.
Very important.
I do, but you don't. We had a coach from a different program actually start the program. And she was so excited because for 13 years, she was trying to lose 13 pounds. And going into her 14th year, she didn't want to go 14 years. And she was even a coach at that point for this program. And 15 pounds, it's actually 14 or 15, I can't remember. But in 1 month, that's what she lost. Woo-hoo. I know. But then she started telling everybody that's doing her system. Oh, and it's such a random story, but one of the people in that group comes in. Yeah. So I had this weird place that now maybe you'll figure it out if you're watching the episodes. But I needed to be like, so that you would never know like that was happening, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And God bless her, she wanted to help people. So yeah, I was just like, I never said that I figured it out, but I was just like, that's why you sign that it's proprietary, because you have nothing going on with you, but somebody with diabetes or heart rate, blood pressure medication especially, they can get themselves in a bad way pretty quick. Sure. So, but we walk you through all that. It doesn't have to be scary. It actually is just so exciting, right? To think that how many people have come through that say, I'll never be off these drugs. It's just the way it is.
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But they
usually manage.
Yeah.
I don't have a crystal ball. I can never tell you that that's what's going to happen on your program, nor do I have a magic wand. I would love those things. I would use them every day.
Easy button?
Yes, easy button. We have one at the office, but it doesn't work the way you want it to. No. It makes an awful noise. It has no batteries in it, because I don't like the sounds. But yeah, so just today, take those things that we've read. Those are real people's testimonials of what is possible in your life. So if you've tried and you failed, if you have done it and then gained the weight back, if you had all these great things happen and you felt so good and you remember that, we remember it, but now you don't feel so good anymore, you've got a new challenge in your life, just know that you have a chance, right? You have not missed your moment. There's just every day is presenting you with another opportunity to say yes to your life.
Yep.
And
Every
today
day.
we get to say yes. You also get to say no. It's equally as valid. But you might find that you wish you said yes yesterday.
Right.
So say yes today. All right. Well, I'm Dr. Brooke Lyons.
And I'm Bri.
And thank you so much for coming on with me today. It's always fun
Yes,
talking.
thank you.
And it's our chance to have a little girl chat with you. And so just follow us for more.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on the Thrive Beyond Weight Loss podcast belong solely to the host and guest speakers and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any associated organizations or health professionals. The content provided is for informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider with any questions regarding a medical condition or health objectives.